Martinique, the island of flowers, fire, and fierce identity. Imagine an island where French cafes sit across from palm trees, where Creole rhythms echo through lush rainforests, and where volcanic ashes whisper tales of survival. This is Martinique, a Caribbean island full of beauty, contradictions, and a story that most of the world has yet to hear. Today, we're diving into the soul of Martinique. Not just the beaches and rum, though we'll get to that, but the real story. The culture. The struggle. The fire. The flowers. So, grab a drink, get comfy, and let me take you to the heart of the Caribbean. A dot in the sea, but so much more. First things first, where is Martinique? Zoom in on a map of the Caribbean, and you'll find it between Dominica and St. Lucia, nestled in the Lesser Antilles. It looks tiny, but don't be fooled. This island is bursting with life. Martinique is technically part of France. Yes, France. It's not just influenced by it. It is it. It uses the euro. It has French schools, French hospitals, and its people are French citizens. But if you're imagining cobblestone streets and Parisian pastries, well, kind of. But also not at all. Because Martinique isn't just French. It's Afro-Caribbean. It's indigenous rooted. It's Creole. It's its own thing, layered, proud, and powerful. The fire beneath a volcano that changed everything. Now, let's talk about Mount Pelée. This volcano sits in the north of the island, watching over everything like a quiet giant. But in 1902, it woke up, and it didn't whisper. It roared. Within minutes, a cloud of hot gas and ash wiped out the entire city of Saint-Pierre, killing nearly 30,000 people. It was one of the deadliest eruptions in history. Only a handful of people survived. One of them was a prisoner locked in a stone cell. That moment, that eruption didn't just destroy a city. It reshaped the island's psyche. Even today, when you visit Saint-Pierre, you walk among ruins. Charred stone walls. Bent iron. It feels sacred, haunted, a place frozen in time. But the people? They rebuilt. They always do. A tapestry of cultures. To understand Martinique, you have to go way back before the French, before the ships. The island was originally home to the Arawak and later the Caribs, indigenous peoples who lived here for centuries. They fished, farmed, and had rich spiritual traditions deeply tied to the land. Then came the 1600s, and with it, French colonization. That's when everything changed. The French turned Martinique into a sugar-producing colony, and with that came the transatlantic slave trade. Africans were forcibly brought to work the plantations, enduring unimaginable suffering. This dark legacy still shapes the island today, not just in its demographics, but in its music, its language, its soul. Slavery was abolished in 1848 and Martinique began to carve out a new identity. But let's be clear, the scars are still there. So is the strength. Creole soul, language, music, and identity. One of the most beautiful things about Martinique is its Creole culture. It's where African, European, and Caribbean threads are woven into something entirely unique. People here speak French, but they also speak Martinican Creole, a rhythmic, expressive language that carries history in every phrase. And then there's the music. You'll hear zouk, begin, belay, and more. These aren't just genres, they're lifelines. They're protest. They're celebration. They're what kept culture alive when the system tried to crush it. Dancing is part of life here. So is storytelling. So is resistance. Flavors of the island. Now, let's talk about food because Martinique's Creole cuisine deserves its own spotlight. Think spicy. Think soulful. Think French flair meets Caribbean fire. Colombo, a spicy curry dish made with chicken or goat. Acres de Moro, crispy, golden cod fritters. Boudin, a spiced blood sausage that's a staple at celebrations. And let's not forget the rum rum agricole, made from fresh sugarcane juice. Martinique's rum is so special, it has its own AOC label just like champagne or Bordeaux wine. This isn't just food. It's heritage, served hot. Carnival, color, and resistance. If you ever visit Martinique, come during Carnival. It's a 4-day explosion of color, satire, music, and freedom. People dress in wild costumes. Couples do role reversals. The last day, Ash Wednesday, everyone wears black and white to mourn the symbolic death of King Vavel, the spirit of Carnival. But here's the thing, it's more than a party. It's a release. A rebellion. A celebration of identity, especially for people whose ancestors were silenced. Carnival in Martinique is where joy and protest dance together. Between two worlds. Today, Martinique is a land of contrasts. It's French, but not quite France. It's Caribbean, but not quite like its neighbors. It's modern with highways and high-speed internet, but also deeply traditional, with herbalists, storytellers, and age-old rituals. Many people on the island wrestle with big questions: should Martinique stay tied to France, or seek more autonomy? How do you honor African roots within a French system? What does it mean to be Martiniquais? These aren't easy questions, but they're real. And they matter. Nature's playground and its future. Beyond the people and the culture, Martinique is simply breathtaking. You've got black sand beaches in the north and white sand ones in the south. Rainforests with waterfalls. Coral reefs. Mangroves. Sea turtles. Hiking Mount Pelée or swimming in Les Salines Beach. Pure magic. But like many island nations, Martinique faces the threats of climate change, rising sea levels, and pollution. Locals are now working on ecotourism, marine protection, and keeping the island's wild heart beating for generations to come. More than a vacation. So, next time someone mentions Martinique, don't just think of it as a cruise stop or a French vacation spot. Think of it as an island that has survived colonization, slavery, eruptions, and still sings. Think of it as a place where identity is complex, fierce, and alive. Think of it as a reminder that even the smallest places can hold the biggest stories. Martinique is more than paradise. It's poetry. It's power. It's pain and joy wrapped in palm leaves and perfumed with flowers. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves culture, travel, and real stories. See you next time.